Sleep paralysis, awake but trapped. You open your eyes. The room is where you left it. The dresser, the door, the shadow by the wall. But something's wrong. You try to move, nothing. You try to breathe deeper. It feels like someone's sitting on your chest. Panic hits, but it's trapped too. You're awake, but your body didn't get the memo. The air shifts. There's a weight in the room, a whisper that wasn't there before. You can see, but you can't move. And every second stretches into forever. This is sleep paralysis, when your brain wakes before your body does. During REM sleep, your muscles are locked to stop you from acting out dreams. But sometimes that system misfires. Your consciousness boots up early, while your body is still frozen. Fear floods in. Your half-dreaming brain fills the silence with figures and voices, shadows bleeding out of imagination and into reality. The worst part? It doesn't end when you wake. Your brain remembers, and that fear makes it more likely to return. So, next time you wake up and can't move, don't fight. The monster isn't real. Your body's just stuck between two worlds, waiting for the signal that says, you're safe now. But safety doesn't last long. The next phenomenon doesn't paralyze you. It detonates inside your head. Exploding head syndrome, the brain bomb. You're half asleep, that warm, heavy drift where thoughts start melting together. When suddenly, boom, a gunshot. A lightning strike, a bomb going off right beside your head. You jolt awake, heart pounding, searching the room for whatever just blew up. Except nothing did. That sound came from inside your own mind. This is exploding head syndrome. And yes, that's its real medical name. It's a harmless but horrifying neurological misfire where your brain shuts down out of order. Think of it like a computer powering off. Only the audio system stays on just long enough to glitch. When neurons in your auditory cortex misfire during the transition to sleep, they create a phantom explosion that feels violently real. There's no damage, no smoke, just confusion, adrenaline, and a racing pulse. And it's more common than you'd think. About 1 in 10 people experience it. The worst part? Once it happens, your brain remembers the noise. So the next time you start to drift off, your mind braces for the blast, which can trigger another one. The cycle feeds itself. You fear the sound, and that fear becomes the trigger. The human brain, the only bomb designed to scare itself. And if you think that's bad, the next phenomenon doesn't just wake you, it makes you scream in your sleep. Night terrors, the primal scream. You're asleep. Peaceful. Then, without warning, you scream. Not a startled shout, a full-body, blood-curdling, movie scene scream. Your eyes snap open, your heart's racing, you're drenched in sweat, and everyone around you is terrified. But here's the part that makes it worse. You're not awake. This is a night terror, one of the most violent disturbances in human sleep. It's when your brain gets stuck halfway between deep sleep and waking up. A biological misfire where the fear response kicks in before consciousness does. Your body reacts like you're being attacked, but your mind has no idea what's happening. Inside, your heart rate spikes, adrenaline floods your system, and your brain lights up like a siren. All while you stay trapped in stage 3 sleep. You'll thrash, cry, maybe even run, and when it's over, you'll have no memory of it at all. Parents see this the most. Their child bolting upright, eyes wide, screaming at nothing in the dark. But adults aren't immune. In them, it's often triggered by trauma, stress, or extreme exhaustion. The real nightmare? It feels like your brain's testing its emergency alarms, just to make sure they still work. And you're the one paying for the drill. Your body fights invisible threats. Your mind watches nothing. It's not a dream. It's pure panic, without a story to justify it. And while night terrors pull you out of sleep, the next phenomenon does the opposite. It drags you deeper, and then makes you sound possessed while it happens. But not every horror in the night screams. Some whisper, they breathe, they linger at the edge of your hearing. And they make sure everyone else hears them too. Cataphrenia, the midnight moan. Imagine drifting off beside someone you love. The room dark, the air still, and then you hear it. A long, low, guttural moan. Not quite human, not quite animal. It swells, echoes, then stops, only to start again a few minutes later. You shake them awake, but they're sound asleep. Eyes shut, face calm, breathing steady, yet their body keeps exhaling that haunting sound. This is cataphrenia, also known as nocturnal groaning, a rare sleep disorder where the body moans or wails through slow, deep exhalations, like a ghost learning to sing. It happens during REM sleep, when the throat muscles narrow just enough to trap air in the lungs before releasing it in those eerie, drawn-out moans. To the sleeper, it's nothing. To the person lying next to them, it's a nightly haunting. Most people never know they have it until someone records it or moves out of the bedroom entirely. It's harmless, sure, but there's something profoundly wrong about hearing a voice escape your body while your mind's completely offline. You're supposed to rest when you sleep, not perform an exorcism. And while this one sounds like something leaving your body, the next phenomenon does the opposite. It keeps you in the fight long after the dream ends. REM sleep behavior disorder. When dreams fight back, you're running in your dream, heart pounding, fists clenched, the threat behind you, gaining ground. But here's the twist. Your body decides to join in. Your arm swings, your leg kicks, and suddenly your sleeping self is throwing punches in the dark, like a boxer fighting invisible ghosts. This is REM, sleep behavior disorder, when the paralysis that normally locks your muscles during dream sleep fails. Your body acts out whatever chaos your subconscious is scripting. You might yell, thrash, leap out of bed, or dive headfirst into furniture that didn't exist in the dream. The brain's safety switch, the one that says, "Stay still, you're dreaming," just never flips on. So when the nightmare starts, you fight for real. Partners often wake up bruised or terrified, unsure if they just survived a dream sequence or a home invasion. And it's not rare. It's often a warning sign that your nervous system's starting to misfire, sometimes even predicting conditions like Parkinson's, years before diagnosis. That's the part people don't tell you. Your body doesn't just dream of breaking. Sometimes it starts rehearsing for it. And while this phenomenon lets your body act out your dreams, the next one stops something far more vital, your breath. Because sometimes the danger in your sleep isn't what moves, it's what suddenly stops. No screams, no motion, no warning, just silence. The kind that doesn't last long enough to notice, until it's happening every night. Sleep apnea. The silent killer. You're asleep, deep and peaceful. Or so you think, but beneath the surface, your throat tightens. Your airway collapses, and for a few terrifying seconds, you stop breathing. Your body panics quietly. Oxygen plummets, your heart rate spikes, and your brain jolts you just enough to gasp for air, but not enough to remember it. Then it starts again, dozens, even hundreds of times a night. This is sleep apnea, one of the most dangerous sleep phenomena out there. Most people never realize they have it. They just wake up exhausted, foggy, wondering why 8 hours still feels like 2. But while you're sleeping, your body's in survival mode, fighting for breath, restarting itself over and over. That constant deprivation wears down everything. Your memory, your heart, your blood pressure, even your mood. You might think it's harmless snoring. It's not. It's your body gasping to stay alive. You won't remember the silence, but your brain will, and it's slowly breaking from the inside out. And if that sounds bad, the next phenomenon proves that sometimes your body doesn't just fail you, it abandons you entirely. The body's fight for breath is terrifying enough, but what happens when your body stops waiting for permission altogether and decides to move? Without you. Sleepwalking, the body on autopilot. Picture this, it's 3 a.m., your house is silent, and down the hallway, someone's walking, barefoot, slow, aimless, eyes open, but empty. That someone might be you. This is sleepwalking, or somnambulism, when parts of your brain wake up while the rest stays fast asleep. The motor system takes control, while consciousness stays locked behind the curtain. You can walk, talk, eat, even drive, but you're on autopilot, following scripts your brain wrote long ago. The scariest part? You have no idea you're doing it. Some people wander quietly. Others perform entire routines, cooking, cleaning, leaving the house, or standing motionless at the end of someone's bed. To the sleeper, it's a blank space. To anyone watching, it's a scene straight out of a haunting, because it looks like you're awake, but something vital is missing behind the eyes. It's your body with nobody home. And while most people eventually crawl back to bed unharmed, others don't. Stairs, glass, open doors, the world's full of traps for a body with no mind. This is the moment when sleep stops being rest and becomes risk. And if you thought that was strange, wait until you meet the final phenomenon, the one where your body wakes up not to move, but to feed. You've seen what happens when the body moves on its own, but what if it decides to do something worse? Something primal, something hungry. Sleep-related eating disorder. The midnight feast. The house is quiet. The kitchen's dark. Somewhere between midnight and madness, you rise. Your eyes are open, but your mind isn't. You shuffle to the fridge, pull it open, and start eating. Not a midnight snack. Not even food sometimes. Raw meat. Butter. Frozen bread. Dog food. Ugh. Whatever your hands find first. You're asleep the entire time. This is sleep-related eating disorder, a parasomnia, where your brain wakes up just enough to move, but not enough to make decisions. Hunger signals misfire. Motor functions override common sense, and suddenly you're standing at the counter chewing something you won't remember in the morning. Some people find wrappers, crumbs, or burns on their hands. Others discover they've cooked entire meals. The danger isn't just embarrassment. It's fire, knives, choking, all the things a conscious brain would avoid. Your body, driven by instinct, takes over the night shift like it has a mind of its own. It's not evil. It's survival on autopilot. But here's the chilling thought. All these phenomena, the paralysis, the moans, the walking, the feasting, they're not malfunctions of sleep. They're evidence that part of you never sleeps at all. The body's supposed to rest. The mind's supposed to dream. But sometimes they forget how to take turns, and that's when the night starts thinking for itself. And these are just a few. The human body hides more, deeper, stranger things that surface only when the lights go out. Sleep isn't rest. It's a fragile agreement between consciousness and chaos. And the longer you stare into that darkness, the more it starts staring back. Subscribe if you're still awake.